The 2024 NBA draft has come to an end. If Bronny didn't participate in this draft, it would likely have been the least discussed one in the past 5 years. Moreover, although it's not ruled out that some players will shine in the future, based on the existing scouting reports and test data, no player has been found to have the potential and talent to become the face of the league. Because of this, many fans have simply turned their attention to the 2025 NBA draft next year, and this choice actually makes sense because there is a great possibility that a large number of talented players will emerge next year. Among them, Flagg, known as the white LeBron, is even regarded as the strongest white forward in the past decade. In this issue, we will bring you to talk about the top rookies who have the chance to enter the NBA at this time next year, as well as the grand occasion of the draft year. The most concerned one is, of course, Flagg mentioned earlier, known as the white LeBron. Flagg was born in December 2006 and his official height is 206 centimeters. He can play both small forward and power forward positions. He is regarded as the unlimited offensive enhanced version of AK-47 Kirilenko. In terms of static talent, Flagg almost combines all the excellent conditions of top basketball players. He has long arms and legs, a short neck and wide shoulders, and an excellent effective height. Especially a pair of wide shoulders, which makes him look one size larger than other players of the same height. In terms of dynamic talent, Flagg combines speed, strength, and explosion. As a white player, he even has dynamic physical talent that crushes black players of the same age. The title of white LeBron comes from this. In the past year, he performed outstandingly, averaging 26.8 points, 12.4 rebounds, 4.7 assists, and 5.2 blocks per game in the Nike EYBL 16U League, leading Montverde Academy to a 30-0 record and winning the national championship without any suspense. From the perspective of skills, Flagg's offensive skills are very comprehensive. Breakthroughs, mid-range shots, and three-pointers are all available. He can easily break through to the basket like LeBron James and practice violent aesthetics above defenders. He can also, like Carmeloanthony, after the triple threat jab step, shoot strongly within 3 dribbles facing the defenders. At the same time, Flagg's passing and controlling ability is also at the top level. The fact that he can get 4.7 assists per game in his last high school season proves this point. This is a forward with the potential to develop organizational attributes. If one must nitpick, the only drawback or deficiency of Flagg on the offensive end is that his ball handling ability needs to be refined. The physical dominance in the high school stage makes him not need to spend too much time polishing his ball handling ability. But when facing elite defenders in the NBA, this problem will still be exposed. Of course, considering Flagg's age, this is not a big problem. The defending side of Flagg is also very strong. He is the kind of forward that all teams want in the era of small ball. He has speed, size, and confrontation. His ability of individual defense and cooperative defense is excellent, and his defense can currently cover from position 1 to position 5. When one-on-one defending the defender on the outside line, Flagg's speed and height and wingspan advantage can ensure that he covers the guards or forwards tightly. Moreover, his defensive habits are very good. Usually, he doesn't reach out easily, but holds his long arms high and waits for the opponent to shoot, and finally catches the opportunity to complete the interference easily. When switching to the inside line for defense, Flagg's strength and size are not at a disadvantage at all. He can complete the top defense very easily. In addition, Flagg is also a very excellent rim protector on the cooperative defense side. In his last high school season, he could contribute 5.2 blocks per game on average and even had 12 blocks in a single game. Although this data is partly due to the relatively weak opponents, Flagg's wingspan and bounce speed determine that he will at least be a top cooperative defender among those of the same height. The legendary thing about Flagg is that he was originally a rookie of the class of 2026, but because he couldn't find opponents of the same age, he chose to skip a grade to the class of 2025. However, after skipping a grade, he continued to dominate all the players of the class of 2025. If it weren't for the age limit, Flagg could even defeat Ruihachimura to become the number 1 pick in this year's draft. Flagg has now committed to joining the college powerhouse Duke. He will wear the jersey of Duke University to compete in the NCAA next season. After playing for 1 year, he will directly participate in the NBA draft. Not long ago, the U.S. men's basketball team just announced the list of Olympic training team members, and Flagg was successfully selected. And in this list, he is the only prospective college student. Flagg is the second most anticipated rookie besides Wembanyama in recent years. The only thing that might be worrying about him is his physical endurance as a white player. But there is no doubt that when he is healthy, no one has more advantages than him to be the number 1 pick in 2025. The second place on the current draft list is also a forward, Ace Bailey. Bailey is 203 centimeters tall. He will play for Rutgers University in the 2024-25 season and is considered the biggest competitor of Flagg in the battle for the number 1 pick. Bailey's static talent is slightly inferior to Flagg's, but his dynamic talent is very outstanding, with excellent running and jumping ability. On the offensive end, Bailey is good at both breakthroughs and shooting. Among them, the highlight is his very outstanding shooting ability. Bailey often unreasonably chooses to forcefully shoot in the face of defense. This playing style even has a touch of the style of the Hall of Fame small forward McGrady. The weak point of Bailey on the offensive end compared to Flagg is his decision-making ability as the core. He is far less mature than Flagg. At the same time, his breakthrough ability is slightly insufficient due to the disadvantage of weight. This is where he needs to improve later. But Bailey also has a significant advantage over Flagg. His catch-and-shoot three-point ability is more accurate and has a higher output. Therefore, if Bailey cannot initially be competent as the core of an NBA team, he can start as a 3D forward. His adaptability may be even higher than Flagg's. On the defensive end, Bailey is a versatile defender. But due to his weight, his ability to defend against the center in the post is relatively weak. However, his rim protection and blocking as a strong-side cooperative defender are very powerful. And when his weight increases, he will also be the kind of player who can defend from position 1 to position 5. According to reports, Bailey is a player with a basketball-crazy attribute. He wasn't at the same level as Flagg last year, but this year he has become Flagg's biggest competitor. This alone is enough to show his rate of progress. In the case of not being able to get Flagg, Bailey is a choice that should not be missed. These two people are also the reasons why the 2025 draft is called a draft-rich year. They are both star players worth tanking for and have basically pulled away from other rookies. Of course, although the other rookies have been left behind, this is only temporary. There is still 1 year until the next draft, and it is very likely that there will be players who suddenly break out, and there are also many promising players among the current ones. Among them, Dylan Harper is a good option. He is Bailey's teammate at Rutgers University and also the top point guard among this year's rookies. Harper is over 6 feet 5 inches tall, weighs 103 kilograms, and has a wingspan of 6 feet 10 inches, giving him a unique size advantage at the point guard position. He is ranked 4th in ESPN 100, has excellent ball handling ability, is outstanding in pick-and-roll offense, and can drive his teammates well. At the same time, he has the necessary ability to shoot while dribbling for a top guard, often hitting a series of difficult shots in the game. Because of his body, his defense is also not bad. Watching Harper play, it is easy to think of Harden, the same left-handed player, the same extremely strong body, the same excellent sense of rhythm, and the same tough shooting from the outside. Harper is fatally tempting for those teams lacking a backcourt engine, and his technical maturity is very high. Compared to some forwards in this year's rookies, he has a higher ability to guarantee the bottom line and the possibility of failing is very low. And it should be noted that in the opinion of scouts from the outside world at present, if Harper can continue his excellent performance in the NCAA, he may threaten Bailey's second overall pick position. After all, the previous guard with a similar playing style and size eventually became the MVP of the league. On the guard line, if they can't get Harper, Nolan Traore, a Frenchman born in 2006, is also a good choice. In a recent League One game, Nolan came off the bench and played for 31 minutes, scoring a team-high 25 points and 5 assists, achieving a new career high in League One and surpassing Wembanyama at the age of 17 years and 9 months to become the youngest 25-point scorer in League One. Nolan has good speed, vision, and a stable touch under the basket. He can complete almost all the tasks assigned by the coach, passing the ball, driving the team's rhythm, hitting three-pointers and defending. His game temperament is very excellent. But the disadvantage is that his defense and offensive efficiency are not yet excellent. Because he is French, the Spurs have a certain possibility of choosing him after getting a lottery pick outside the top 3. Of course, if the Spurs have a top 3 pick, then perhaps he has to make even greater progress this year. In addition, VJ Edgecombe is also an elite-level prospect. He is a 6 feet 6 inches tall big wing with excellent static talent and outstanding athletic ability. On the offensive end, Edgecombe is more like a pure wing. His main scoring methods come from the choice of shooting or breaking after catching the ball. It is worth mentioning that his jump shot is very smooth and he is a high-level three-point shooter. At the same time, VJ is also an outstanding defensive player with excellent hand skills, precise timing judgment, being able to steal many balls, and for a wing, his blocking ability is also first class. The problem with VJ is that he is not yet a player who can be cultivated as a ball-handling core. He needs to improve his ball control ability, especially the skills as a core. Among this year's rookies, most of the high-ranking rookies are small forwards and guards. Motiages Krivas is one of the few centers worth paying attention to. Krivas averaged 12 minutes of playing time per game for the Wildcats last season, but with the departure of the current starting center, the 7 feet 3 inches Lithuanian center is expected to have an explosive opportunity. Krivas is skilled in offense and has flexible footsteps. He has shown some effective performances in the games of the University of Arizona this season. Although more like a traditional center, Krivas has sufficient height and wingspan in rebounding and scoring and can have a significant impact next season. His problem is that he cannot create space, and defense will be a key area he needs to improve. But for the NBA, his height and efficiency are always attractive factors. The above are the rookies worth paying attention to in the 2025 draft class. In fact, except for 2024, the quality of the rookies in the 2025 and 2026 draft classes is much higher. We have already finished talking about the 2025 draft class. The Boozer brothers in the 2026 draft class are also players that many teams are looking forward to getting. As for the significance of talking about the 2025 draft in advance for the present, in fact, this can also help us understand the logic behind some teams' operations. Have you not seen that recently the Nets spared no expense to get back their draft picks in the past 2 years and then tank for rebuilding?